Hi Mason, this is Trevor Coleman, graduate assistant baseball coach at the University of Missouri. And I want to start out by thanking you for being a part of our 2014 hitting experience camp. It's a pleasure having you on campus each week, and I hope you have enjoyed being able to use our facilities for some hitting practice. We understand that it's a competitive nature of this camp, and we want to provide an opportunity for some instruction. So I'm glad you signed up for the video analysis. Today we're just going to break down your left-handed swing off a tee through a swing that we captured on film during the camp. First thing I want to do is just walk through your swing one time through without any pauses, and then we can stop and start to break down different parts of your swing. So here is I also need to preface this by saying that the camera that we use is already capturing in slow motion, so this is a slow motion version of your swing. Okay, so that's just the one full time through. I want to mention that from the starting spot where we get going here, you you have a great stance and a great base. You're tall, not bent over with your chest being bent over towards the baseball. You're also not squatted down too far, which, if that's the case, it doesn't allow our legs to properly work in the swing. So right now, off your stance, I really like to see if I can draw the bat angle here. That angle, sorry, that line's not perfectly straight, but and that bat angle allows us, when we do get to contact, to really whip the barrel through, which you do a good job. The other thing I want to mention and take a look at, something we always do with our swings, is head movement in our swing. So I'm just going to highlight the direction in which your head moves throughout the first portion of our swing. It's okay for our head to move forward a little bit pre-pitch or as the pitch is coming towards us, but as we launch from our swinging position after we load, then our head needs to remain still, allowing for our eyes to really be accurate, and so we can place the barrel of the bat on the ball. So let's see a little bit of head movement here. And then as we go to swing, oops, as we go to swing, it does get into that stationary spot just ahead of the circle. So again, your head seems to be in a good place as we go to start swinging the bat. One thing I want to point out, let me go ahead and erase this here, is the tendency of your front foot to stay or to step out, meaning in the bucket, away from the baseball. This is a worrisome spot in your swing, and the reason for that is that what it promotes is our front hip being turned towards the outside. If we have a more directional step along along the line that I've drawn in here, then it's going to have a greater tendency for our front hip to stay locked into the baseball as opposed to flying open. The results that we have when our hip flies open is our arms have to extend farther to get the baseball. So they work away from our body instead of close to our body. That's a problem because it promotes too much hand usage, and we tend to pull the ball on the ground, which are easy outs, as opposed to being able to drive the ball right back up the middle towards the pitcher. So I'm going to go ahead and rewind this a little bit, and as we can watch your step, let's see. Okay, that's where we started. Okay, we start actually a little bit closed. And as we go to swing, we load properly, our hands get back, we have a little leg kick, then our foot steps outward instead of along that same line. This is going to be really pronounced as you start to see pitches coming towards you as opposed to just off the tee. So front toss, it's going to be more troublesome for you because the speed of the ball and the speed of the game is going to be such that you're going to have a greater tendency to step away from the pitch. And again, as that happens, it just opens up a can of worms as far as the mechanics of our swing deteriorating. Once you get to a live arm or during a game, ball being thrown at you, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay on the baseball. Like I talked about, if you continue to step away from the plate. One drill that is helpful in that regard is if you were to put a board, a 2x4, or any other apparatus really behind your foot in your setup. So if you can see this second line that I've drawn behind your feet, if you were to put a board back there, it would allow you to really notice when you step out. You'll step either on the board or you'll touch the side of the board. That is an easy way to get instant feedback as to whether you're stepping in the bucket or not. Let's go ahead and look at a few other swings or a few other components of your swing. What I really like about the actual bat path that you have is you tend to get really good extension. Extension we can measure. We can measure by how far our hands get past our front foot, past the baseball. So as we continue to watch this, you'll see your hands really extend past your front foot. The reason that you have good extension is because you step in the bucket some. So your foot takes you away from the plate and brings you back towards the baseball with your hands. In part 2 of the video series, we will analyze your swing versus a major league hitter, and I can show you the differences firsthand. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.